The Birthday Present, written by Bev Beck, illustrated by Susan DeWeese, and narrated by Jessica Meyer. Video copyright Mousegate Press, 2019. Billy Martin sat on his front porch on Norton Avenue. It was a bright spring day. He didn't notice the birds singing or the traffic going by. He was deep in thought. Next Sunday was his mother's birthday. He wanted to give her something very special. The drugstore downtown was having a contest. There, in the store window, was a box with a secret inside. Whoever solved the riddle on the front of the box and guessed what was inside won the prize. The prize was a tiny lead crystal clown that stood on a square mirror, clutching a gold cane. He wanted so much to win the clown for his mother. He remembered how it sparkled as the light from the bulb in the display case reflected it. He took out the piece of paper he had folded in his pocket. He had written down the clues. There were 3 of them. He read them carefully. 1. You can see me in the winter, spring, summer, or fall. You can see me any time, even when you can't see me at all. 2. I can sit on a table or you can put me away, but you won't forget me because I am here to stay. 3. You can hide me, you can show me, you can make your friends all look, or if you'd rather, you could put me in a book. Putting the paper back into his pocket, he thought of how his mother would like the little clown for her collection. She had big clowns, little clowns, fat clowns, and skinny clowns. She had clowns that laughed and clowns that cried, but she didn't have a clown like this one. The contest was to be held at 11 o'clock on Saturday. Billy got up and walked slowly towards town. He thought that maybe if he looked in the shop windows an idea would come to mind. But when he went to bed that night, his mind was still blank. The next morning, Billy lay on his bed with his hands behind his head. He thought about the leaves on the trees, he thought about balloons, and he thought of all the things he had seen in the shop windows. As he lay there thinking, the fan at the foot of his bed kept turning back and forth. The fan made the calendar beside the bed slap against the wall. It was interrupting his train of thought. He looked at the moving calendar. There was a picture of a ring-tailed raccoon standing above the days of the month, looking back at him. He thought about getting up and turning off the fan, when all at once he sat bolt upright. "That's it!" he shouted. "I know what's in the box." He read the clues again out loud. "Yes," he said, "it fits perfectly." He jumped up from his bed, switched off the fan, and hurried from his pajamas into clothes. He went into the kitchen where his mother was talking to Mrs. Dickerson from next door. He grabbed a doughnut from the dish on the table and ran out the screen door. When he got to the drugstore, there were lots of people standing outside. He opened the door and ran up to Mr. Appleton. "Mr. Appleton," he shouted, "I know what's in the box." Mr. Appleton looked at him in surprise. "Well, that is wonderful, Billy," he said. He handed Billy a pencil and a piece of paper and told him to write down his name and what he thought was in the box. He did just that. He handed them back to Mr. Appleton and went outside to wait with the crowd. At 11 o'clock, Mr. Appleton came out with a big smile. "We have a winner," he said. The crowd waited patiently as Mr. Appleton took the box from the window. He sat it on the table outside the door where the entire crowd could see as he took the secret from the box. "The winner is Billy Martin," he said. He opened the box and took out a picture. "I knew it just had to be a picture," said Billy. It was an autographed picture of Sparkles the clown. It looked just like the clown in the display case. Mr. Appleton announced that Sparkles would be at the store at 1 o'clock to give out candy and balloons. He would also autograph pictures for everybody. He took the tiny clown from the display case and placed it into a small box. Then he handed it to Billy. Everyone congratulated him. He was very happy. He went home and wrapped it in pink paper with a silver ribbon and a tiny little bow on top. He placed it in his drawer beside the bed. He couldn't wait to see his mother's face when she opens the box. Sunday morning he hurried to the kitchen to make her breakfast. He placed the gift beside her plate on the tray and knocked on her bedroom door. "Come in," she said as he opened the door. She sat up with a big smile. "Oh, Billy, how nice of you to make me breakfast in bed." As he sat the tray in front of her, she noticed the gift so neatly wrapped. She opened the box and took out the tiny crystal clown. "Oh, my," she said with a quiver in her voice. She looked up with tears in her eyes. "This is just beautiful, Billy," she said. "This will make my collection complete." She stretched out her arms and gave him a big hug. The end.